What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back and ready for OP06. It's right around the corner. It comes out this Friday, just in 2 days, and the set will be legal. So you know what that means? It's tier list season, baby. I'm sure you've been seeing these pop up all over YouTube. You know, I like to do them every time a ban list comes out or a new set comes out. Something to change the meta a little bit. So of course, we got a whole slew of new cards, including a whole set as well as a structure deck to amp up these deck lists. So, yeah, I'm ready to go into this. We got all the leaders here, and I'm going to go over these tiers just to talk about them real quick. So, tier 1, these are going to be your best decks in the room. Of course, these are going to be your meta tournament topping lists. I mean, what you're going to see at high level tournament play, maybe even winning your locals a lot, stuff like that. These decks are very hard to beat and can usually only be beaten by tier 1 decks or tier 2 decks or very, very skilled players playing a rogue deck, something like that. So tier 1 decks are obviously the strongest in the room. Tier 2 decks are right below that. You know, these have a solid chance in the meta as well. Definitely going to see these at high level tournaments and recognition as well in the breakdowns, but most of the time tier 1 takes up most of the top 16 breakdowns and stuff like that. Tier 2 will take up more of the overall breakdown, along with tier 1. You know, when they break it down, it'll be mostly tier 1, then a little bit of tier 2, then a little bit of rogue, which leads us into our next segment, rogue. These are decks that are still good in their own rights. Definitely can win your locals, definitely can catch you by surprise, definitely can win a big event. It just takes a very skilled player and some very good meta calls with that deck. And yeah, not likely to win, but definitely still can poke its head in there. Tier 2 is more likely to win than that, and then tier 1, of course, is the most likely to win. Then we have scrub. These are going to be your decks that are going to scrub out when you play them. You're not going to win. You're probably going to lose unless you've been playing this deck the entire game and you're just a god with it. You know exactly what to do. You've got the hard meta counters in your lists, and I just don't see it happening. These are usually the decks that you take to locals for fun and just scrub out and have a good time. And then we have don't play this. This one's pretty obvious. I would recommend not playing that deck. Usually we don't have too many contenders in that level. Most of the time 1 or 2, but give or take, those could also be in the scrub category as well. But before we jump into actually ranking the tier list, I want to shout out Dueling Guard. If you haven't heard of Dueling Guard, they're the best TCG accessory company on the market. They make the highest quality anime-inspired TCG accessories, which I personally abide by. I live my life with these deck boxes. I use them everywhere I go. Every single time I play cards, I play on their deck boxes, and I use their binders. Amazing quality products. Highest quality designs you'll ever see. And if you haven't seen their website before, go check out the link in the description below and use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. What? You haven't heard of Dueling Guard? Dueling Guard is the best TCG accessory company on the market. They have high quality deck boxes, binders, and playmats made for people who enjoy playing and collecting trading card games in style. They have tons of designs based off of fan favorite animes such as One Piece, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. They hit the ground running earlier this year, making high quality TCG accessories with beautiful designs that have sold out many times. So if you haven't picked up any of their products, make sure to do so before they sell out again. I have a few deck boxes and playmats from them already and can attest to how they don't cut any corners when it comes to quality, performance, and design. I highly recommend their products and use them every time I play cards. Be sure to check the description below for a link to their site and use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. Alright, y'all. Without further ado, we are going to jump into this. So the way I have this sorted is OP01 all the way up to OP06 leaders, and then we have a couple promo leaders down here, and then we have our structure deck leaders. So I could have gone in chronological order, but I wanted to go by set, then promos, then structure. So hopping in with set 1, we got the man himself, Noah Zoro. Now, Zoro's always been a really strong deck. I'm going to try and speed through this too. I'm going to try and go fast. We do have like 50 something leaders here. So Zoro's always been a strong deck. Is it tier 1 anymore? No, I'd say Zoro's in tier 2. If you're a skilled player, you know what you're doing with it, you can definitely take down some of these other decks. It's fast. It's a little too fast for decks like Sakazuki to handle sometimes, and you can do some good damage, but sometimes you can't really keep up with those yellow decks. Next, we got Law. Now, Law, I'm actually going to put up. I want to keep him still in tier 1, man. This leader's just never really broken out of that tier. I mean, Law is crazy. I do think he's going to be on the back end of it, but I mean, if you're a good Law player and you play your cards right, I think Law can definitely be a threat. I'm going to actually put him at the top of tier 2 for now, and then we'll reevaluate near the end, because he could slide his way up into tier 1, but I don't think he's going to have that much representation is the problem. I think that if he had more representation, he would be tier 1, but I think that people are not going to be playing him as much. Next, we got Red-Green Luffy, and I want to put this as a rogue deck, but I think I'm going to put it as scrub out. You know, we do have some new cool tools for this deck in this set with a lot of the new green Straw Hat cards, like the Big Zoro and some of the stuff from the blue-green Sanji deck, but I really just don't see too much going into this deck to make this leader any better than it already is. Next, we got Odin, also scrub. I would put him in rogue, but I just feel like it needs something else. It's missing something. What can go in rogue, though, is Doflamingo. Blue Doflamingo is a very strong and consistent deck. However, it's never really represented at tournaments anymore. But come set 7, it definitely will see more representation and slide its way up a tier or 2. But for now, he definitely is a rogue deck, definitely something more fun. Blue Purple Kaido, definitely also a scrub deck as well. I'm going to try and keep the rogue category a little more clear this time. On my last tier list, it was pretty full by the end of it, and I'm just going to be a little more brutally honest. Like, these are decks that yes, they're good, but do they have a fighting chance to win a regional? No. So that's how I'm going to put this. I'm also going to be putting Blue Purple Croc there. I don't think that he has a good chance either. It's a really cool deck, really cool leader. I actually just talked about this in a video yesterday about leaders that need a little bit more help to reach their maximum potential and what I think could happen to make that happen. So if you haven't checked that out, check out this link above my head and go watch that video. I also want to say, if you're not subscribed yet, I've got like 80% of y'all that watch my videos are not subscribed. It really helps me out if you subscribe and give this video a like. It shows it to other people, and I really appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, why wouldn't you subscribe anyway? We post 3-4 times a week, every single week. But enough of that. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and put King into play this. I just don't like this leader. I think it's dumb. Just play Purple Kaido. I mean, it's funny, but is it really that good? No, it's really not. I would not play this. Edward Newgate. Now, I am going to put this up in here in tier 2. I do think that Newgate's pretty strong. If Boat were to come back, he'd definitely be like at the top of tier 2, maybe even the bottom of tier 1. He's very strong, very competitive. And there's still some Newgate players out there that are holding down the fort. Next, we got Garp, and I'm going to put that in scrub as well. I don't think it's that great. The effect and the synergy between red and black is just not there. Next, we have Kinemon. I do like Kinemon. I think that he has a lot better potential than Odin, and there's green cards that go really well in Kinemon. You can set up some cool boards and stuff. Definitely in a rogue category there. Next, we got Sanji, and Sanji's also going to go in the scrub out category. You know, I think this leader's cool. I wish it had a little more potential, but I feel like it just needs something else. That was also in that video yesterday. Next, we got Ivankov, and I feel like I'm going to have to put him in scrub out too. You know, I feel like Ivankov is okay, but there are better mono blue leaders, such as just the mono blue Croc. I even like the mono blue Luffy better than that, and I believe those will both be in the rogue category, whereas Ivankov's leader effect just doesn't come up as often as I would like it to. Next, I'm going to go ahead with Magellan, and I think I'm going to put... I kind of want to put Magellan in rogue, but I don't really want to. He's going to be at the bottom end of it. Magellan's strong with a lot of the purple tools that we got in 05, and around that time, he stepped up a little bit. You know, he's okay. He can put up a fight against yellow decks with all that Dawn Minus and stuff, but nothing crazy. Definitely the bottom end of rogue. Z also going into scrub. I'm not putting anything in the scrub category in specific order right now. Just kind of going down the line because I feel like they're all about the same. You know, there might be one that's maybe a little better than the rest, but yeah, nothing crazy here. I feel like the scrub category is going to be filled up by the end of this video instead of the rogue category like last time. Next, we got Smoker, and I kind of want to put Smoker in rogue. I don't think you would scrub out at locals with him. I don't think you're winning, but you're definitely going to struggle against certain decks and certain leaders that have a little bit more push than you do. So I am going to put him let's put him at the back end of Rogue. I feel like you can still do some cool stuff with Smoker. The black cards are very powerful right now. I'm going to put him at the back end of that. Next, we got Porcus the Ace. The boy, the Flame Emperor himself, also going in the Rogue category. This deck's pretty strong. I think that it just needs a little more help as well. I think like one more specific Ace event would really help it. And it just doesn't really have that right now. Next, we got Kuro, and I think I'm also going to put Kuro at the top of Scrub Out. You know, I just think that this leader effect is a little too costly. It's definitely a fun deck, but I mean, not meta warping or anything like that. Next, we got Arlong, and I mean, I've seen some cool Arlong lists out there make me want to put it at the back end of Rogue. You know, I think I will. I think I'll put him and Kuro in here as well. I'm going to move this stuff around a little bit more. Maybe more like this. Yeah, I think I like that order for Rogue. Yeah, Arlong's cool. Kuro's cool. I think they're better than all these other decks down here. That's why I'm going to put them in the Rogue category. But what is not is Black Yellow Mom. I think she is a Scrub Out deck. I think there is some cool synergy sometimes, but the leader effect is just a little too costly. I think Queen does it better and has a better plethora of new cards in this next set to help it. Now, next we got Nami, and Nami is high tier 2 after Whitesnake. Maybe even low tier 1 if I'm being honest. And I mean, of course this is all just my personal opinion, but Nami gets that boost from Whitesnake and it just helps so much. It makes your leader 6k for the turn and draws a card. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, becomes really, really powerful this set. Next we got Iceberg, and I guess I kind of want to put him at the back end of Rogue again. Like, he's fine. The cards that he has access to are really good, and being able to put good bodies on the board. And once you stick a kid, his effect is basically free every time. So I'm going to put him there. Next, we got Black Rob Lucci, and I'm gonna put him right with Smoker. Nothing crazy. Has access to some cool different cards, but nothing really good. Next, we got Charlotte Katakuri, and this is going to be one of our other tier 1 contenders. Kat has just always dominated since it came out. Very, very high representation, very strong deck in general, and yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do about it when they got access to reject this set, as well as a couple other cards. I mean, this deck is just so powerful. Okiku, or not Okiku, I guess it's Kiku Nojo. That card's insanely powerful for every single yellow leader, and Kat loves it. So Kat's eating up this meta, but there are some bigger threats than Kat. I'll just tell you that. Next, we got Vivi, and Vivi I'm also going to put in Scrub. Like I said, I'm not putting these in any order. I might put Mom at the top end right now, just because she does have access to 10 Mom, which is a lot stronger than the card pools these other decks have access to. I mean, these all have access to really strong cards, but 10 Mom's really powerful. So I'm going to put her up there. Next, we got Green, Purple Doflamingo, and I am going to put this right here with Kinemon. I think he's still strong, definitely a rogue deck. You can play Birdcage. We got some access to some cool new green cards this set, so definitely something to watch out for there. Next, we got Isho. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely more of a scrub deck. I just think the color combo is done better with Perona, and his leader effect is not that great. I am going to put him above the rest of these guys because he is a little better than that, but yeah, nothing crazy there. Rebecca, I'm going to put this at near the end of Rogue as well. This deck is really cool, has access to really cool color combo and some really cool leader specific cards, but it not being able to attack really hinders it. Same with Vivi and Iceberg. They're basically all leaders that, I mean, they're all leaders that can't attack, which puts you back in advantage very far, and it feels like you're climbing uphill the entire game. Next, we got Queen, and I'm just going to be a little biased here. I do love Queen. I'm going to put Queen at the back of tier 2. I think Queen is very strong this set. It does have some tough matchups in Perona, and then, of course, your removal-based decks like Sakazuki and Moria, but it can definitely pull through and put double 9 drop bodies on the field in the same turn while also healing 2. That's very, very strong and is a very, very good board presence. But, yeah, this is just personal preference. I'm going to put him at the end of tier 2, back end for now. Next, we got Purple Yellow Croc, and I'm going to have to put this up there with Scrub as well. Not there yet. I think we need a couple more cards to make it a little bit better, but we get those in EB as well as 07, I believe. So that'll help a lot. Next, we got Sabo, back end of Rogue as well. I think Sabo's cool. It's better than Garp. Leader effect is a little bit more powerful than Garp. I'm gonna have to adjust this scroll just a little bit. oh, there we go. You're not going to be able to see all the leaders, but that's how it is. Next, like I said, I'm just going to keep moving here. We got Purple Luffy, and I'm going to put Purple Luffy in Rogue. I think that the problem with Purple Luffy is Green Yellow Yamato. If that deck was not in the format, Purple Luffy I feel like would be doing a lot better in 06 meta, but because of Green Yellow Yamato, this deck can't feel safe taking its life every turn. And I know they didn't do it every turn, but they definitely take like at least 2 or 3 of their life cards over the course of the game. And all it takes is Yamato hitting you once to get the last 2. And then it's kind of wraps from there. So Purple Luffy, Rogue, I would put it in tier 2, but like I said, it's just kind of hiding in Yamato's shadow right now. Enel, tier 1, right there with Cat. Crazy deck. I mean, it just got extra cards this set, and it gets extra cards in the EB set as well that even boost it even more. Reject is crazy strong. I mean, there's just a whole slew of them. The Kikunojo, those are just the 2 powerful ones that come to mind. But yeah, Enel gets really, really strong. Oh, the 0 cost yellow event, that's just stupid, especially with this leader effect. Like, it's just so broken. Tier 1, I'm gonna put him above Cat because Cat, I think Enel's just a little bit better. Next, we got Sakazuki, another tier 1 contender. Top of the ranks, top of the ropes. About to come down slinging with a elbow to your ribs. Sakazuki gets a big boost this set with Moria and some of the other blue navy cards, such as Tashigi being another searcher. Just making this deck a little bit more consistent if it wasn't already enough. And yeah, it's a real threat now. Big menace in the room. So watch out for your Sakazukis. Get your play testing in. Know how to play against the 06 Sakazuki because it does play a little different than 05, and it's definitely stronger. So make sure you're prepared for that matchup. Rosinante, I'm also going to put this in Scrub out. I think it's cool. I think it has potential. I think it's not there yet. I think it's missing just a little bit more. It's one of my favorite leaders, though. It's a lot of fun to play. So if you haven't played it, definitely check it out. Bello Betty, I'm going to put here at the back end of Rogue as well. I think it's cool. Like I said, you can definitely catch some people off guard with Betty, and you can definitely kill very fast with Betty, but you can also lose very fast with Betty with hand advantage. So you got to be careful with that and not go down too far. Next, we got Green Yellow Yamato. Tier 1, baby. I'm going to put her right here in between Enel and Katakuri because I think that's where she's going to land. I think at first she's going to be over Enel in terms of like representation. People are just going to want to play her. But yeah, I think that she's very, very strong into this meta and is going to find a nice home at the top of the tiers. Next, we got Hody Jones. And as sad as this is to say, because I love this leader, I love this artwork. I wish it was better. I wish the Fishman deck was better because I think it's cool. Not good. Scrub out. I'm not going to put it in don't play this because there are some good cards in here. The green Hody Jones is very good. Being able to search all your Fishmen is very good. You do have some very powerful ones in there, like I can't remember his name. Hoisin, the octopus dude. He's very strong. You have the other guy that has a bunch of arms that plays another Fishman. He's very strong. Daruma's very strong. And then you also have access to Noah's Ark as well as Vanderdecken, and those cards are very strong there as well. The problem with Hody is that he's basically a leader that can't swing. Unless you want to use your Fishman effects and take your life, he's basically a leader that cannot attack. So I talked about this in the video yesterday as well. Sorry if I keep mentioning that, but I think they need an event card for this leader that makes it so that you can attack with him and not take your life that turn through Fishman effects. But that's just my thought on it. Let's go ahead and move on to Reiju. So Vinsmoke Reiju, tier 2 contender for sure. I think this leader is very, very strong. Has a lot of consistency, has a lot of draw power, has a lot of advantage built into it, and yeah, it's crazy. I think this leader is very strong, very well positioned into the meta. Just being able to generate all that hand advantage, put some pressure on, put some defense on, whatever you really need it to do, this deck can do it. It's very well rounded. The only time they lose is if they're playing against something, I guess, removal based, maybe. I don't know. If they brick, if they're, man, I don't know. This deck is very, very strong. Next, we got one that's not Uta. Red Purple Uta. This is going to go in the bottom of Scrub. I don't think this leader's good. I think they just made it a little too expensive and a little too film restrictive, which is good, because if this was generic, that would be fucking broken, and it'd be the new Red Purple leader of choice. However, it is film locked, so I think that helps. Next, we got Gecko Moria, and he's right there with Sokka. One of the best decks in the room. I can't put one past the other because I think they're going to be fighting the entire format. So Sokka and Moria are kind of there hanging out together at the same level, in my opinion. I don't think one's better than the other. I think they're both right there. And then next we got Perona, the other Thriller Bark leader, and I am going to put her up here near the top end of tier 2. I think that she's very strong into this meta. I think that she has a lot of tools that the other decks lack. That green black color combo does it a lot better than Isho does, and that ability being able to rest a 4 or less or -1 to something, very strong. She has access to the Thriller Bark lock cards. Yeah, this leader is really cool. Next, we're going to get into the promo leader. So we got Blue Luffy, and I want to put him up here with Doflamingo. Like, I think he's fun. I tested him out a little bit. You just counter heavy, and then you draw it back the next turn. You have a lot of fun with it. It's basically Croc, but instead of bouncing stuff with your leader effect, you just get to draw and hold a small hand size sometimes. So pretty cool, definitely enjoyable. I like it a lot. If you haven't tested this leader out, maybe give it a shot, because if you're a Croc player, you might like this leader as well. Next, we got Red Uta. Don't play this. This is vanilla leader. I think it's funny. Some people are diehard players of this deck for some reason, whatever, meme lords, but I just think it's dumb. I wouldn't play it. Next, we got Red Luffy, and I mean, you could argue that he's just like Zoro, but he's really not, and he's not as good as Zoro, and I don't even want to put him in this rogue category, to be honest. Maybe the back end, just because he has the Straw Hat leader typing and access to all the Straw Hat cards. But even then, like, I think I'm going to put this at the top of Scrub Out, actually. And yeah, pay no attention to this order anymore. I've fucked it all up. Next, we got Green Kid, and I'm going to put this right next to Kennymon. I think that it's rogue as well. You have access to a lot of really cool card pools with the green color, being the film cards, the Supernovas, Wano cards. You have access to the Dofi cards. Like, Kid's really cool. Swing twice, big hits. Everybody loves him. Next, we got Blue Croc, and I'm going to put him with Blue Luffy as well. They're the same. I mean, they're interchangeable leaders. I mean, I guess they are different, but like, I'm just going to put them on the same level. I think that you play very similar deck list and very similar strategy. One leader just gets to bounce something, and one leader just gets to draw cards. So that's really the only difference. Next, we got Purple Kaido, and I'm going to put him at the back end of Rogue, I guess. He has access to Island and some of the good purple cards. He can rip a life. Like, he's nothing special, but I don't think, like, if you play your cards right, you're not going to scrub out at your locals. You can at least do okay with that, I think. Film Shanks, don't play this. Black Sakazuki, don't play this. Yellow Linlin, I'm going to put in... I'm going to put there with Black Yellow Linlin, just because access to all the good yellow cards for sure, access to Tin Mom and stuff like that. Katakuri is just infinitely better. This leader effect is okay. It's funny at most, but it's not great. Black Luffy, I'm going to catch some flack for this. I would put it in Don't Play This, but it's better than that. I'm going to put it in Scrub. I mean... like I said, this is just personal opinion, but I feel that the Smoker leader effect and the Rob Lucci leader effect has more value than the Black Luffy leader effect does. So I'm not putting him in Rogue. That's just my personal opinion, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know down in the comments below if you're a Black Luffy player. Next, we got Yellow Yamato, and I'm also going to put this in Scrub. Like I said, pay no attention to the order here, but like, it just doesn't have access to great cards. Like, you can't play the Tin Mom. You can play just about everything else, but it's fine. I'd recommend just playing Enel or playing Cat at that point. If you're going to play this yellow leader, like, there's just no point to it. Next, we have the Red Purple 3 Captains leaders, and Law, tier 2, baby. I'm going to put him right around here. I think that Red Purple Law gets a real big boost this set with some of the new film cards, being Raise Max and Shiraya. Those cards are really, really good for this leader, and this leader only gets better moving forward. I've been playtesting this leader since 05, and I really, really like it. I'm prepared for some more good cards to come out to make him better and make him a tier 1 leader down the line. Next, we got Red Purple Kid, and... man, I'm going to put him in Scrub as well. This leader's cool. I just think it needs a little bit more. Like, they gave it enough, but it's not enough at the same time. Like, they gave it enough support cards, just not the right cards, if that makes any sense. Next, we got Red Purple Luffy, and I'm going to put this in Rogue as well. I think this leader's very strong. It's what I played for most of 05 format. I really, really like it, but this set, it's just... kind of struggles with Yamato in the room, and also doesn't really get any new cards to play this set. All the purple Germa cards are leader locked, There's not really any other good generic purple cards out of this set, and same with the red cards. There's just nothing really great to throw into this deck. Next, we got Film Green Uta, and surprisingly, I'm going to put this up here in Tier 1 as well. I think this leader is very, very strong still. Yeah, this has been tearing up the TCG lately, and it's very, very good. Next, we got the Zoro Sanji, and I'm going to put this in Scrub out as well. I just don't think this leader effect is great. However, I do plan to do something with it at one point. So be prepared to watch a series on that, because I will be dropping that very, very soon once I'm able to get my hands on those decks. It'll be something very cool I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I'm very excited for it. But this is going to be my tier list. Like I said, pay no attention to the order except for, I guess, these top 2 tiers. The rest is kind of just whatever. Yeah, I definitely think Moria and Sokka, these are going to be interchangeable, battling for the top spot most of the time. And then I actually am going to put Uta right here. I mean, I think Enel's going to be right behind him. I think Green Uta, I think Yamato, Katakuri, and Nami are all going to be back here, just kind of hanging out. But definitely big representation. These are going to be your leaders topping big events. Maybe not Nami. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased by this, but I think that Nami just gets a very good boost from this set. And yeah, doesn't have too much to be scared of. Maybe Yamato, but I don't know. They were really scared of Purple Luffy in 05, and now that that's not around that much, I think they stand a better chance against a lot of these other decks. And then Tier 2, I really think Perona is going to be the strongest out of all the Tier 2 contenders. I think Law, I am going to slide Zoro down here with Whitebeard. I think, I actually think I'm going to put Red Purple Law above Red Green Law. Yeah, I'm going to go Perona, Red Purple Law, Red Green Law, Reiju, Newgate, Zoro, Queen, and then Rogue. We just got all these other guys. Like I said, all these are kind of just hanging out at the same spot, I think. Same with Scrub, and then you got your Don't Play This. This is my own personal opinion and my own personal list. If you think that I'm messing anything up here, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this list. I'd love to hear what you think are going to be the best decks this format, and you think are going to be, like, I guess, the Tier 2 decks this format. What are you playing this format? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear if you're playing something spicy, maybe something in Rogue category you think that I've miscategorized. And, yeah, if you're not subscribed by the time this video is here at this point, like, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe, like the video. I really appreciate it. And make sure to check back for more videos. Go check out the rest of my content if you haven't seen it before. Make sure to go check out Dueling Guard at the link in the description below. Join my Discord if you want to talk more One Piece card game with some other friends. And yeah, I will see you all on the next one. Peace.